Yo guys, what is up? It's Teach here, coming at you again with another video over on Ark Survival Ascended, and in this video I am going to show you everything that you need to know about the Aberration zone on Valguero. Now, it's actually one of the most popular zones in the entire map. I'll show you where it is, what it has, and kind of like the important little things about it. So let's go ahead and start by the access points to it. So the entrances, there are two total. This one right here at 37.6, 57.8. And you essentially just walk into a long cave that you will walk the entire ways down. Now, immediately you can see that it goes from Valguero into the Aberration zone, where you've got a bunch of mushrooms, radiation cave with reapers, rock drakes, all kinds of good stuff. I'll show you where all that is, so don't worry about that. Now, there are some interesting things that you want to be aware of. Some of these little like crystals, you can get behind them, so they can make some pretty good rat holes, but I mean, that's up to you if you want to. There will be aberrant creatures that spawn down here. You can see that there is the aberrant because they have the glow to them, which have increased damage and reduced health. And they will also have things like the, as you see them right down in front of me right there, the ravagers and other aberration tames. Now, essentially, you just walk down this giant thing and it'll open up into a huge room, basically. Now, you've got to go quite a ways in order to actually get down to the bottom here. But once you do get down there, you'll see it opens up into this giant room. So there's some really cool floating islands. There's a big flat surface for pretty much the entire ways, and you'll roll into some water on the back side over here. There are some awesome base locations down here. There are tons of drops that constantly spawn in circles. And it's just a really, really good area in general because you have access to Carcanos down there. You can see them, like there's 1, 2, 3, just right there, 4. But yeah, there's Carcanos. Pretty much everything that you would need from Ab is over here, which is super cool in my opinion. Lots of beneficial things. Now, I'm pretty sure there's also anglerfish that spawn in here if I'm not mistaken. Yep, really easy anglerfish. So tames here, this is one of the best places that you can go. You cannot bring a flyer in here, so just be aware of that. You cannot use flyers in here. It kicks you off. It's like a underground cave, basically. You can get on the back of one and whistle it, but you cannot fly with a flyer. Now, there will be drops that spawn all over this place, as well as lots of little trees and things like that that kind of like go off the sides. So just be aware of that. Great starter base locations because you can kind of just hover on top of these islands above the ground. Without flyers, it makes it very difficult to actually raid people in here, just because you're above the ground, especially early game. It just gives you a little bit of a quick help. So just so you can kind of see where I'm at right now, there's the quartz. So resources that you can get down here, literally everything that you need is down here, which is why some people literally block off both the entrances and then don't really come back from it. So let's go ahead and go to the other section, which is on the far side over here. You're essentially just going to go again to the opposite corner, find the giant cave. I don't think this is the right spot. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. No, this is just the other entrance to the rad zone over here. But basically there are two entrances. One is a drop down in the middle of the woods, and the other one is like you saw where it's that giant pathway. Wow, did I really just go the entire wrong way? I think I did. All you have to do is kind of stick to the wall, and you will run into the giant cave that gets you out of this area. The easy way to find it is just to go to the actual metal structure and then go up the metal structure area, and you'll see this vertical pathway that you can kind of take. Now, all you have to do is really drop up and then go, or drop down or go up. You will kind of need some climbing picks or something along those lines because it is a big hike and flyers are not allowed down there. Just so you can see, chords of this one, 32.3 and 92.5. All right, so that is that entrance. Now, you will be able to go down into this thing. There will be red, blue, and green gems down here, just like there would be on Aberration. You just have to find the actual spawns for them. You can see here is a green gem spawn location. Here is the actual plant species Z, which is huge to have down here. And there's quite a bit of raw materials. You've got normal trees, you've got fungal trees, you've got this right here, the stone for flint and things along those lines. And then you'll have a ton of metal. I'll show you where you can get the metal because it's probably the best metal farm location on this map. You just have to go to the radiation cave. Now, some people are like, radiation cave, just get a hazard suit. And you don't need to go very far down, so you don't need to really survive any of the rock drakes or reapers or anything like that. And one of the entrances, like I showed you earlier, right here, 50.6, 61.4. Now, check this out. You can see it right here. There's all your blue gems, and then down on the inside, you'll have red gems down in there. So basically, this is a giant rad cave, just like you would have on Aberration. You can walk around the entire thing. You will need to have an Aberrant tame, mushroom bruise, and or a hazard suit. If you're really cheeky, you can use a lamprey, and a lamprey will allow you to survive in here as well. But the reason that you want to go in here is because every single rock in here is actually a metal rock. So you can take a Carcanos and an Anki and get a significant chunk of metal like you see me doing right here. They don't have, unfortunately, the pretty kind of aberrant colors where it turns that blue. It's just a rock that looks like it's metal, I guess, but doesn't really look like it's metal at all. So that kind of sucks. But every rock in here, you can kind of harvest the entire thing and get a good chunk of metal, especially with the Carcanos, because there's not really anything in here that can harm you other than our other Carcanos. So that is kind of the general metal run area. And you can see lots of easy access to red gems as well. And again, the cords to the other entrance, just so you can see the other entrance to this radiation cave is 36.4, 64.2. All right, so now that we've got all that talked about, if you drop down to the very bottom, you have easy access to a ton of black pearls. You will find Reaper Queens, which is super cool, a ton of loot crates that spawn all over the bottom, and you will also have Carcanos that spawn down here, as well as rock drakes. You can see there's a bunch of rock drake eggs. I hear one right there. There's a rock drake beneath me, and a lot of early game access to those materials is super popular. Now, where do the Reaper Queens spawn? I trapped one over here just because I wanted to make sure it couldn't leave, because I thought it was funny. It will spawn, where is it? Are you swimming in here still, or did you get out? I had one in here. And so they will spawn right here, or in this region, I suppose. And the Reaper Queen will kind of just move around. I got a video on it if you haven't seen it yet. And they'll kind of just run around the bottom over here. If you haven't seen Reaper Queens before, they'll stay underground until you're nearby, and they'll kind of poof to the above ground after that point. So the underground realm is one of the best things that you can do, or best places that you can actually play, in my personal opinion, on all of Ark, because if you block off both those things on a PvP, you own this entire area, and that is absolutely massive. So definitely take advantage of that. But unfortunately, it looks like they may have removed the polymer plants that were down here, unless they changed the shape of them. Yeah, it looks like they removed them, unfortunately. They might, I'll look for another second, because there used to be polymer plants down here, but it looks like they got rid of them. So that sucks. That's one thing that might not be as fun, because I don't see any of the polymer plants. They usually would look like they'd be in this region right here, but obviously you don't see any. So they probably did remove them, and they might add them back in, but they used to be pretty huge on this area, because you could run down this entire thing with the bear and get a stupid, oh, there they are. Never mind. I'm just blind. So these right here are polymer plants. You can harvest them and get a ton of polymer. Using a bear is a great thing, or a make guana with the make guana pound. If you haven't done it before, use right click and then immediately smash left click, and you'll be able to get a bunch of polymer as well. So the radiation cave has pretty much everything that you need resource-wise. It's got all the tames that you could possibly want, and the entire region is buildable. So that's pretty cool. You got a couple of rat holes. I'll show you one that I've accidentally found earlier today. Yep, right over here. And it's got a huge space on the inside. And yeah, kind of neat. Access point at 43.8, 62.3. But the entire zone is super nice. All of these redwoods, I believe you can build the trees on, and all of the drops will constantly rotate down here. So you can kind of just do circles and get a ton of drops in this region. Lots of neat things. It's just a good overall zone with a lot of resources, a lot of tames, and everything you could possibly need. It's honestly the best personal favorite. I guess I shouldn't say the best, but it's my personal favorite location on the entire map. I love spending it down here because for some reason I hate flyers. So yeah, that's why I spend most of my time down here, because you got everything from Aberration, but on a different map. And I'm glad they finally added back in the rock drakes and the reapers, which were meant to be here in the first place, instead of keeping them removed. But pretty freaking cool. So anyways, hopefully this video helps you out. And it's also one of the best places, by the way, to find bees can be found down here as well, queen bees. So yeah, definitely utilize that. So anyways, hopefully this video helps you out. And if you don't mind, smash that like button, leave a comment below for the algorithm, and then consider subbing the channel. All right, Teach. Out.